Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back to the deadline stream. Just let me set the timer. I think I've not done that. If you can tell me there are how many minutes left to the deadline, that's 30 and 9, 39 approximately. Cool. We will set the timer to about half a minute less than the original and then we can have that on screen. Yes, that is done. So we have about 37 and a half minutes and we're good to go. Let me know if I'm audible. I should be, although just let me know again. Yep, I am, I think, audible. I am, guys. Am I audible? Play Estupinian or Cucurella. Cucurella. Hi, Aditya. Neko Gross who to start Grosh. I think he has the more upside. I know Neko, but again, don't start a defender who is from a bottom half team, who's the second worst defensive team for someone who has more upside, who's in form. Hi, Drupad. Yes, we're live. Guys, you can't see the stream. Let me check. Yep, is it visible? I think that a lot of people are not sure if it's visible or not. Please refresh if you can't see. We'll do the poll as well in terms of captaincy. But yes, that's secondary. It's visible. Thank you. I have Kane and Salah. Should I bring in Haaland for Kane or wait? I think you should wait now that Kane has a good captaincy and he's a good captaincy for this week and he has a good fixture. Stunt dunk on Neko. Now, if you're a player who bought in dunk like I did, I'm just sorry for you guys. It's just unfortunate that he had scored that one goal. He did that for me as well. Can't do anything about it. It's just unlucky. But if you have the chance of playing Dunk, Estupinian or someone, I think Estupinian is a different kid because he's more attacking. But I think between Dunk and Neko, I am more inclined to play Neko. Only to the fact that Neko has more XGI. And in general, Brighton versus Leicester is a scoring game. Leicester do score against Brighton, and I am not taking chance. Yes, they're also very weak on set pieces, which makes me think that Dunk can score odd header this game week. But I am taking the chance with Neko because if there is any week that he could score, this is the week. I think Neko has the upside. Bournemouth are weak on the left flank. Neko is getting inside the box. He's the highest XGI from Nottingham Forest. I think if there is a chance that I want to take, this is the game week. Chiragra says what? Perisic Neto to Iverson. I wouldn't do Ward to Iverson unnecessary. I think if you want funds, fair enough. Perisic to Neto, Neto to Diaz. I would do that move. If you're short by point one, okay, fair enough. Go Iverson. Otherwise, it's not needed. Someone's asking about Isaac. Do we go between Isaac and Tony? To be honest, I am very there's very thin margin. If you have Tony, I wouldn't sell him for Isaac or Isaac, however you want to pronounce him. I wouldn't do that. I would hold on to Tony. I think it's a good hold. Tony might be doing decent this game week. Play Cucurella or Andreas. Cucurella. I think you play the attacking defender over Andreas. Sanchez over Ramsdale, I would do it if you have the chance for a free transfer. Confused between Haaland or Kane cap. If you have both Kane, I think if you have the chance, go Kane. Dexter, that was for you. If you have Haaland and Kane both, you go Kane captaincy. I've twice missed Haaland cap when he scored hat tricks. But again, still, I think maybe you play the fixture, and also because the fact that Haaland is bound to play 60 odd minutes this game. I don't see him playing more than 60. He can do the damage, and that's what we tried betting against last week. It did not work. Should I keep Estupinian for next week and replace Cucurella with James or replace Estupinian with James? I think hold Estupinian. Why do you feel Sun won't start? Because Paul O'Keefe, the one who's been reliable on those little lineups from source, believes that he won't start. And I think even Conte mentioned in the press conference that Richarlison will start. Captain Salah or Kane, no Haaland, Kane. Foden or Gundogan. If I had to choose Foden, I think Foden is the better option. What are my moves? I have removed Rodrigo, brought in Grosh. I think simple as it gets. I was very tempted by Darwin, and we'll probably have news by 3:20 if there is any. But again, I'm not going there solely because Wolves is a fixture that probably bothers me. Trippier to James. Unnecessary, but I would take a chance. The only problem I have is James again might play right centre back this game week. Drupad has sent in a super chat saying Ramsdale, Trent, Cancelo, James, Nalo, Neto, Martinelli, Salah, Gross, Haaland, Jesus. 1.1 in the bank. Don't know who to change for whom. Jesus to Neto. Sorry, Nunes. I wouldn't do that unnecessarily this week. Neto is a player you want to change. So if you have the money, go Neto to someone. Uh, the other option, I don't necessarily see an option there. Seems like a set team. I don't think there's a necessary change. If you have a fifth defender, you can downgrade that to Neko Williams and play Neko over Neto, in my opinion. But yeah, doesn't need this change. If you have enough, if you have an extra free, like if this is your only free transfer, save it. Neto is about 5.3. Maybe you can't go a lot. Maybe a Harrison. You can take a punt on Harrison. Neto to Harrison is an option. But yeah, otherwise save. Darwin, will get news on Darwin later on. Walker or Williams, if I had to, Walker is more of a clean sheet, nailed on clean sheet. If you want to take a punt and take chances on points, I think Neko. Utkas asks which one to bench, Tony, James, Martinelli, or Neko. That's a tough one. I would take a chance on benching out of them. I think Neko only. The fact that James is nailed, Tony is a good player. Martin Lagi, he is too good. So and he's on form. He's in form as well. So you're going to take chance in. You won't take chance against a player who's in form, especially for a player whose teams is in the bottom two for defensive stats. So I wouldn't go that. Again, guys, we have about 100 people watching. Do hit the like button. We're at only 20 likes, so make sure you hit the like button as soon as you come on the stream or before you leave the stream. Vatsal says Walker Cancelo is good. Plus Cancelo is good, or should I be getting someone else for Walker? Don't need anything this week. It's all fine. Start Neko or Gross. I think Gross. Chiragra or Gross. Don't bench Gross if you have him. He has the higher upside. Again, Salah, Kane. If you have no Haaland, captain Kane. WordPress or Gross for Rodrigo. I think Gross is simple. The only problem I have with WordPress, he's a great differential, but the fact that Southampton are not attacking that much is what I feel is the true problem. And that is why I didn't go there myself as well. If you want to take a punt, he's not bad. Estupinian or James over the next 2 game weeks? James, I think. Gross or Zaha? -4 for Isaac or no -4. I think if you want to take a -4, it's fine with Isaac. I don't. But make sure you're not benching someone like if you have already a team, you don't need to take a -4. Don't do that. And Gross and Zaha, it's down to personal preference. I have chosen Gross only due to the fact that the next 2 oppositions are weaker on set pieces, and that's my thought behind it. But no other reason. I think Zaha is totally good. He's on form. He's in form. He's on penalties as well, which swings it. I would have considered Zaha, but the only problem with my team was that I was outpriced. I couldn't go Zaha by 0.2 million, so that is why I didn't go there or think about it. My team is identical to yours. I have 2 free transfers, but no one to use on. What do? You can do the Salah to Darwin, Salah to Diaz, Greenwood to Darwin if Darwin is starting. I think it's a decent punt to take on. The other is Salah to Diaz and get a forward, someone like Isaac or Tony. If you can't do that, you can always you have always other options. You can downgrade someone, and if you can fund forward and change structure basically with the two free transfers, you should do that. Zinchenko out for how many weeks? We have no news. So apparently, according to Arsenal source, Zinchenko was training, but later on, after an hour, Arteta came out and said that Zinchenko is not training, he's not available. So there could be some mind games there, and Zinchenko might be available. I'm not pretty sure about it. So if you have Zinchenko and if you have a bench for him, bench him this week and sell him next week. But again, hold him this week if possible, if you have a bench. No Robertson news. I think no Liverpool news as of now. Trippier or Harrison? If I had to play one, Harrison, I think. Neko or Jensen, who to play? I would take a chance on Neko. I think he has more upside there. Rashford to Gross for a free transfer. I wouldn't do that. It's not. I think it's necessary. I think it's unnecessary. Ramsdale is fit, guys. Again, whoever has Ramsdale question, Ramsdale is fit. I think we move to the text. And we have the bench list, and we have to change that. We have Haaland first. Again, captaincy, I think Haaland is first. Don't have to. Actually, Haaland is still second. If you have Kane, go Kane. Wouldn't bet against him. Haaland second. And I'll explain why Haaland is second. Despite the fact that I don't think he'll get involved more than a goal. The only thing I'm captaining Haaland is the fact that his EO is probably going to be around 150, 160. If he scores, if he blanks, it's not going to make a huge difference. And Salah's EO is expected to be around less than 100. So Any points he scores is always still positive. You're not losing 100 points. And that is why I think just Captain Haaland, the fact that he'll play 60 minutes, he's just too bullish and he's just like a monster in the box. You don't want to bet against him at this stage. Play Estupinian on Perisic. Estupinian. Perisic is not expected to start. Son to Salah and Rodrigo to Gross, I would do it. Yes, I would. Son to Kevin De Bruyne is something I would consider this week over Salah. If you have someone like a Luis Diaz, I would get Son to Kevin De Bruyne. I think that move is much better. Start Neko ahead of Perisic or sell Perisic for -4. Start Neko. I think Neko Williams. Again, I'll just add something to the list, which is Neko Williams over Dunk, in my opinion. I think Neko over Dunk. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, I don't think that's a bad option. What to do with Kulusevski? If you have him, hold him. I don't think you can sell him ahead of Fulham. Isaac for Tony or Trippier for Perisic, both for a -4. Trippier for Perisic if you don't have a bench. Don't sell Tony. I think it's a good hold. Salah to Kevin De Bruyne is something might be considerable. I don't think it's a bad idea to sell him. But make sure you have enough adequate Liverpool cover because they do have an easy game. I don't think you should let that go. Everton are still an easy game for Liverpool. So if you have someone like a Diaz or Darwin in your team, then fine. I think you should make the move. Otherwise, you shouldn't. A lot of people sending in their squads. I make sure I read them as well. But Aditya Gutta says Foden or Bernardo Silva or Luis Diaz or Zaha or Gundogan. If I had to rank them all, I think Luis Diaz first, second would be Foden for me, third would be Zaha, and Bernardo and Gundogan come fourth, only because of the minutes. And I think, yeah, that would be my order. Parth has sent in his team with everything. What should be my 11? I think Pope, Trent, Cancelo, James, Neko, Gross, Salah, Diaz, Martinelli, Jesus, and Haaland. That would be. I would bench Trippier if I were you. Just because you have the ability to take a call, I would bench him. And it's very team specific. I think Trippier is bench Trippier only if you're okay with him scoring an odd goal and not sulking about it because you're taking a chance on a higher ceiling. But again, if you're not comfortable with play Trippier over Neko, ideally when you look at player stats and everything, you should be playing Trippier over Neko because he has direct, genuine more goal threat and he's on set pieces as well, which Neko isn't anymore. Oh, Martinelli or Neko? I think Martinelli. I'll add that. Even I'll actually add Trippier as well over here. Can't really Martinelli over both. Just accept the fact that he's creating everything and doing everything for Arsenal at the moment, and I wouldn't risk benching him. I think if I wouldn't be surprised that Jesus blanks and he doesn't blank. Yes, he's playing that kind of a football at the moment, and he's playing really good. So yeah, I don't see a reason why you should blank him, bench him. Sorry. Who to start, James or Neko? Other defenders are Robertson, Cancel, and Walker. James, that's no doubt. Melon Musk has sent in his team. Iverson, one free transfer. You have Ramsdale, Trent, Estupinian, and Cancelo, James. That's your back four, five, four. Your Salah, Martinelli, Gross, Aronson. That's your midfield four and up top two. I don't think you need a transfer. Maybe if you want to bench Aronson, go Perisic to Neko. That's the only move I can suggest. Abhishek Agar has sent in a super chat saying wildcard team thoughts: Trent, Walker, James, Kevin De Bruyne, Kulusevski, Gross, Martinelli, Haaland, Isaac, Jesus. Benches Neko, Trippier, Andreas. I feel like I don't have enough pool. Yes, I feel that too. So if you get news that Darwin is starting, I would take a conscious effort, remove Jesus this week, get in Darwin. I think yes, but the entire point of wildcarding is to eventually everyone is going to remove their Arsenal assets. That is something you can think about as well. I think it is a decent punt to take. And then game week 8, you can always downgrade Darwin to a Mitrovic and it fits perfectly well. James to Fofana, I wouldn't do it this early. Luis Diaz, Walker, Seller, hold in my opinion both. Bench to Neko, Scar, Andreas, Perisic. I think Perisic is again the least out of all. If you have him, I would just bench him. I would take a chance, bench Perisic. I don't think he starts, so Perisic is there. If you had Andreas, I would play him over Perisic because, yes, why not? I think he starts. And I think the other one, Scar, I don't expect a clean sheet, so I don't see him anywhere. You can bench him. I don't think that's in priority. Super chat miss says Elon Pandey. Sorry. I will have to. Elon Pandey sent in a super chat again. Sorry, Elon. Perisic to Fofana, and Da Silva to Trossard for two free transfers. You can do this, but also keep in mind Fofana might not start this weekend. He'll start from the next one. So make sure you have adequate bench for this. I don't think it's a bad move. Again, you might want to have adequate bench, and if you're wildcarding in game week 9, might as well go for someone who's more attacking or directly involved in the next two games. It's like someone like a Cucurella or Neko. You can use them right away, and then Fofana can be added to your team on your wildcard draft. Play Neko or Whiteman. I would play basically Dunk can be considered as all Brighton defenders, and I would play Neko or Brighton defenders only because I think Leicester score in this game. If you think Leicester don't score, go opposite. Don't play Neko. I believe that Leicester score. That is why I'm playing Neko over him. Shall I then bench Trippier, play Neko and James, and use bench boost? No, I don't think you should use bench boost so early on. You can bench Neko and play Trippier, as I said. It's totally up to you. It's a very high risk. It is a very high chance that Trippier keeps a clean sheet and Neko doesn't. But I'm ready to take the chance because I think there is ceiling there. Take a chance on Paqueta over James or Neko. I wouldn't take a chance. I wouldn't go near the West Ham assets. I know people might be interested in them at the moment, but I think wait till game week 9, let them settle on, and they don't look great as they were looking last year. It's a Merseyside derby. Why not Salah as captain? Again, it is a Merseyside derby, and that is why I think Everton will defend deep. It's not the best captaincy. Again, Salah is not even 100 EO at the moment, so you're still gaining points if he's scoring, and that is fine. I think you don't have to captain him, and especially he's playing too wide. He had an XG of 0 last game, so that puts things into context. He could get an odd penalty, he could score this game week, but again, I don't think it's a safe captaincy option, especially if your captain is getting 0 XG in the last match. It's like if any other player in the world scored in 0 XG, would you consider him captaining this week, knowing that he scored 0 XG last match? I wouldn't. And also, very lucky assist. If you look at the highlights, you know that the second assist was very lucky. I think that alone just puts me off Salah captaincy. Instead of Son to Salah, should I get Zaha and take a -4 to get in Tony Nunes or Mitrovic? I don't think -4 is necessary. Son to Kevin De Bruyne. Again, if you can get that, do that. Otherwise, Son to Salah or Son to Zaha, but don't take the -4 unnecessarily. Downgrade Cancelo to fund Isaac. I have two free transfers. I would do it. Isaac or Isaac, sorry, however you pronounce his name. I had one. Jinke said something. Yes, the amount of questions you answer is such less time is crazy. Thanks. Zaha or Isaac have Trippier. I am more inclined to Isaac because I think the next two fixtures are much better in terms of Bournemouth as well. So I'm more inclined to go there. But again, Zaha is Zaha. The only problem I have is this fixture and the next fixture. United and Newcastle are not very easy on paper, if you say. He can obviously score, but they're not easy on paper, so that is why I'm not very keen going there. Double Chelsea defense. I would sell one of the assets if I had double Chelsea defense this week. Walker to Trippier. I don't think that's necessary this week. Walker is expected to start, so play him. Syed Ibrahim says, please reply. Reece, Neto, Gross, or Martinelli can play only one. I would play if I had all 4, I would play Gross. I would take the chance. Start Martinelli or Harrison. I think Harrison has a higher upside. Trippier or Cucurella for Perisic Cucurella. Will Odegaard and Foden start? Foden expected to start. Odegaard should be fit as well. I think it was knock and he's fine. Is it okay to keep Cucurella or should I get back James in for him? It's okay this week. I don't think that's a problem, especially now that James could be playing right centre back this week again. If he plays left centre back, that's right wing back, that's good. But Cucurella still play right wing back. Roll the transfer. Have Perisic and Neko as first bench option if Perisic is bench. The problem with Perisic benching is that he could be coming on for 10-15 minutes, and that's not something you want. So I think play Neko as your first player and have Perisic on the bench. Any reason for having Martinelli over Neko? I think it's only form and the fact that Neko still plays for a very poor defense. Their defense is second last in the league, and Bournemouth can score. And that's the only reason. That's adequate reason in my opinion. Will Odegaard start? Yes, I have answered that. Robert to Trippier. I would do that only if I want to make a double change and get in some forward. Others I wouldn't. I would hold Robertson. Who do I sell James for? Perisic or Cucurella? If you had to free funds Cucurella, if you can hold James this week, hold. Don't have Kane since game week 1. Have been playing Jesus and Haaland and Salah. How important is it to get Kane for long term or stick to Jesus and Haaland? I think stick with your team. Kane is not a priority at this stage. Ashish Gole says, please reply. Mendy to Sanchez. That's one transfer, and Rodrigo to Rashford, Eriksen, Harrison for 2 free transfers. Mendy to Sanchez can happen. I think it's a good move. And I wouldn't go for the United assets. I would go Harrison if you had to. Brought in Pope and Gross for Ramsey and Rodrigo. Seems like a good move. Reece versus West Ham or Martin versus United. Again, Reece versus West Ham is pretty much decent. There could be 6 points again. So if you want to play him, play him. I think Martinelli is the form player, could be better. It's genuinely a 50-50 call. So personally, if I had to, I'd play Martinelli because I want to see the upside in terms of the midfielder. But if you want someone to grab the 6 clean sheet points and just stick with it, I think James is your guy. Trossard or Gross, again, there was a comparison, and there is a clear-cut comparison. Trossard is better in terms of shots, penalty area touches, shots inside the box. But the only problem I have is the fact that Gross is on set pieces. Gross is the form guy, so I'm going there. Zeal says, please reply Sanchez, Trent, and he sent in his team. Replacement for Perisic, Walker, or Trippier. Any other better suggestion? If I had to Perisic to Neko, free up funds and get someone for Greenwood, that is the best. I think downgrade Perisic to Neko, play him. You have enough funds, and next week you can get a forward. Is Darwin worth it? If he's starting, yes, he is. Trust me, he is. Where is Kulusevski on your list? If I had Kulusevski, I'll place him highest, I think. There's no doubt. If you have Kulusevski, he's highest on the list. He plays Fulham, guys. There's no way you want to bench him. Kulusevski. Highest on the list. And replacement for Rodrigo. The top 3 replacements is Gross, Zaha, and the third you could be Harrison, or maybe take a punt on James Ward-Prowse. Any league team news? Yes. Thanks for giving me a reminder. Ramsdale is fit, so that's no problem. Varun, let me know if you get any team news. I am also looking, but yeah. Da Silva on the list. Da Silva, okay, that's a tricky one actually. If I had to put him on the list, wouldn't play over Kulusevski, Martinelli, Trippier, Neko, maybe Dunk, and Da Silva would be. I think Damsgaard is the one who's starting, right? So Da Silva would be here. As far as I know, Damsgaard should be starting, so Da Silva plays over there. Anuj Sehgal sent in a super chat saying Robertson to James, Rodrigo to Da Silva, and get in Isaac. I think that's a decent move. You're getting enough players, and I think it's a fair enough move. Syed says, please reply Neto versus Southampton or Martinelli versus United. I think Martinelli. There's no comparison. I don't think Neto is an. He's not playing good. He could be benched as well, so not going there. Is ASM not going to be in the squad? No, he's not expected to be fit enough to play. He could be on the bench, maybe, but most likely would completely miss this game. Scar, will he play? No, unlikely. Not necessary because they have backups and he's not expected to start this one. Kulusevski, Foden to Zaha. I would sell none of them to Zaha this week. I think hold both of them. Start Raya or Ramsdale. If I had, I would take a chance. I actually wouldn't. Ramsdale is fine. I think it could be a low scoring game. You want to start Ramsdale. Leeds can score. Any two between Martinelli, Gross, and Zaha. If I had to bench and play, Martinelli, Gross. I would bench Zaha. Take a chance. Maybe bench play Zaha and you take a chance because he's on penalties. But again, Gross is there on the list. Zaha, Martinelli 50-50. Paris is starting. No, he's not starting, guys. Bench one, Neko, James, Cucurella. If I had to bench one, Neko, I think. Take a chance on the double. Or maybe you can reduce your chances, bench Cucurella, play James, and play Neko as well. Is Trossard a good punt over Gross? He's a good punt. I wouldn't deny that he's a good punt. I've said, I've already replied, I would play Neko versus Bournemouth, Martinelli United. Again, that's personally your choice. If I was in your situation, I would play Martinelli, not take the risk. Play Saliba or Andrea Saliba, I think. If you can sell Perisic, sell him. I wouldn't take a chance. Kevin De Bruyne and Tony to Zaha and Haaland for a -4. I would not sell Kevin De Bruyne this week, hold and captain him. Do you think Bournemouth can score? Yes, I think Bournemouth can score. The fact that Nottingham are still one of the worst defensive teams just plays it. I'm only playing him over Dunk because I have someone like a Dunk who I think will concede this game week. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Ramsdale or Pope. If I had to, maybe Pope this week. Play Cucurella or Koulibaly. Only Pope only because I think there are more save points there and bonus if there is. For draft, play Cucurella or Koulibaly. Cucurella. Kulusevski, Foden to Zaha. I wouldn't do either. I think hold both. Why not Salah captain Merseyside derby? I don't think I think I've explained this. He had 0 XG last game. That puts me off him. I think that sums up the answer. Rodrigo to Bernardo Silva. The only problem, Bernardo Silva is expected to get benched this week, so I wouldn't recommend it. Isaac for Tony or Trippier for Perisic or both. I have 2 free transfers. I think Isaac and do the. I think hold Tony if you have Tony, and just do the Perisic out move. Play White or Perisic. White. I don't think Perisic starts. You might want to sell one of them because White. Apparently, there were some rumors of White not training or something like that. So I don't know, but I have not read them personally. They were in the comment section. But again, if I had to play between them, White. Double up on the City defense. Yes, I can. I think I would if I had Robertson to Williams and Tony. I would do it. Robertson to Neko Williams and Tony. I would do it. Your views on Tony Fixture versus Leeds? I like. I like. I'm expecting a 10 plus. Yes, I'm expecting. He's our differential captain as well. I think Tony could be scoring against them. He's been very unlucky in terms of not getting points recently. Saliba hold or sell or play. If you have him, there's no question of sell. I think easily hold. Okay, so we have news that Liverpool will be sticking with Firmino and Darwin doesn't start. So that all the Darwin punts go out of the window, I think. Unfortunately, that's the truth. No Darwin it is. Who to play, Neko or Perisic or Andreas? I think Neko. Haaland or Kane captain, Haaland or Kane. If you had both, I would go captain Kane. Any reason for Perisic bench or just rotation? Rotation, there's no reason. I think he's played enough minutes, so yeah. I'm asking if there's more news in terms of team news, so I'll keep doing that. Rodrigo to Gundogan. I was not impressed by Gundogan, so I wouldn't go there. I would personally not recommend if you're going there. Foden, maybe if you can go, otherwise Zaha or someone like a Gross. Bench Neko or Saliba. I would take a chance on Neko. Play over him. Play Neko over Saliba. I would take a chance. I think it's worth it. Your views on pool double defense? I wouldn't go there. I would sell one of them. Let me just finish off with this news. Is there anything? Maximum hold or sell for a -4 sell. If you have a decent bench in terms of someone like a Neko, I would not sell. Not take a -4, otherwise sell, take a -4. Sort of sent in me, attacking me twice. Have two free transfers thinking of bringing Zaha or someone else in for Kulusevski. Don't sell Kulusevski in my opinion. Have Ramsdale plus Ward as well. Any keeper to target, remove. I think Pope, Sanchez are two keepers you want to target. Remove Ramsdale, save the other transfer. I wouldn't remove Kulusevski ahead of Fulham. It just doesn't seem good. League news, yes, there is. The only league news I have is Firmino is expected to start. I think likely to stick with Firmino. If there is more news, then we will let you know. But as of now, this is the news. I'm checking and I'm looking into it. Will Darwin play? He will get minutes, and I have apps. I think that's sure. This Gameweek Rodrigo Gross was high in my opinion. Have two free transfers, two free transfers. Perisic to Trippier and Elanga to Gross. I would do it. Neto on the list. Neto is pretty low on my list, to be honest. I don't think I would play him over. I think I would take a chance over maybe Neko, just because he's an attacker. But yeah. Who do I start, Cucurella or Harrison? I would take Harrison and take a chance there. Archer and Rodrigo to Isaac and Da Silva. Rodrigo to Harrison Sinestera for next three. Harrison is the better one in my opinion, and Rodrigo to Isaac if you can. I'm trying to get some news here. Always representation from our side is the community in the best. Thank you. Thank you, Syed. Should I replace Ramsdale on free best replacement? I think Pope or Sanchez if you want to. I think it's a good replacement. You should. There is an urgency in my opinion. Yes, he's not getting points, but again, if it's for completely free, then probably go there. But otherwise, I think it's only 2 game weeks till you wildcard, so you can stick to it. Oba for Jesus when he said, wait for Aubameyang to start and play and see him. Don't jump on him, in my opinion. Chelsea's number 9 is a curse. Bailey to Gross for a hit, I would do it, 100%. Play James or Son. Son is not expected, so you want to sell Son for a hit and play De Bruyne or someone like a Salah. I would do that. Don't hold Son. And I have one free transfer. Rodrigo to Grosh, Perisic hold. Yeah, do the Rodrigo to Grosh. Should I play bench Bernardo and play Andreas? No, play Bernardo. Even if he comes on, he could be lethal, especially more than Andreas. I think Perisic versus Neko. Start Neko, bench Perisic. Yes, 100%. If you have them, I think it's confirmed news. Let's see if I get more news. Start to dunk Gross Bernardo. Probably Gross and Bernardo. Start Gross over Neko. I would. Gross 100%. He has more attacking potential. Odegaard, I wouldn't be sure. Very keen on starting him, just because he has a knock as well. So there could be chance if he doesn't start, it could be a problem. Which one should I sell, Cucurella or Perisic? Perisic. You want to sell Perisic? Is Ramsdale fit? Yes, he is fit. There's about 9 minutes remaining. Make sure you set your team and don't make any last minute changes. Kulusevski to someone cheap and upgrade Greenwood to is like you can do that, but selling Kulusevski ahead of Fulham is a bit tough. I wouldn't really be very sold on this, but again, you can if you want to. I'm trying to get some news. Unfortunately, I have to top. I'm trying to chat with someone if there is more news. Gross over, or start Gross over Neko. Yes, I would. Okay, start Saliba or Neto. So, that's a tough one. I think Neto because there is more upside in terms of because big games can all United can score. Let's just accept the fact they can score. Should I go Darwin to Firmino since he's starting? You can take a chance. I think I have to. I'm trying to call someone for some stream news. So I have voice message someone. I had a small call actually. So yeah, there's no news. Apparently, it's still saying the same Firmino starts. There's no other addition to it. Same news with terms of Perisic and Son. They don't start apparently. So yeah, no new addition to news. I will set my team as well in the next 2-3 minutes. Greenwood to Isaac long term thing. I think it's a more long term thing than Tony. Yes, I agree with that. If you're not wildcarding, probably Isaac over Tony. But if you're wildcarding, then I think Tony could be slightly more better. I think just because of this game week, he'll give you those immediate points you always want to get. Sell Perisic for -1 unless it's an upgrade somewhere else. Don't unless you're upgrading, you're doing a formation change, getting a forward or getting a James. Maybe not even for James actually. 18 news. It looks like Darwin doesn't start. That's the only team news we have apparently. Set your team, guys. Yes, Salah good option for captaincy, not Haaland. You can go there. I'm not very convinced with Salah, to be honest. I'm personally not convinced. I'm not going there. We'll move back to our team, and this is how my team looks finally. Let's just shift back to pick team. It's actually on pick team itself. So we have Ramsdale in goal. We have Trent, Neko Williams. I'm starting Neko Williams over Dunk, Cancelo, James, Gundogan, Gross, Martinelli, Salah, vice captain, Jesus, and Haaland captain. I have Andrea second on the bench, Dunk first on the bench. Team has been saved. No changes. I don't think there's any changes required in my team. When to get Perisic back for Cucurella? You do it in the wildcard draft if you have any. If you have any, do it in your wildcard draft. Don't do it now. I don't think you need to worry about it. Uh, get Tony, Firmino / Firmino, Isaac, or play Darwin. Don't play Darwin, get Tony. I think Tony, in my opinion, is the better one. Salah or Cucurella, whom to play? Salah. You don't bench him, guys. Don't take the chance of benching Salah. I have Andreas, Perisic, Greenwood, and Ward on the bench. Should I play bench boost? You shouldn't be playing bench boost at all. Stones for a 1 week punt, I wouldn't do it. If I had to take a 1 week punt, Sessignon is the guy for a 1 week punt. Especially for people on draft, get Sessignon in. He's starting. You know he's starting against a Fulham team. He's your 1 week punt if you want any. For Perisic owners as well, if you want to 1 week punt and if you can afford benching him next week, Sessignon. Opinion on Everton defense, think your Salah captain. Is Cancelo Trent a good differential? I think Trent is a great differential. I agree with it. Will Walker start? Yes, he will. Salah captaincy, no. He's drifting too wide. He's not inside the box a lot. He's not accumulating XG. He's just accumulating XA and he's getting lucky. So unless, and it could be a possibility. Now that I've said this, it's very likely Salah scores a penalty and outscores Haaland. Maybe Haaland scores a 6, Salah scores an 8, 10. Very likely this happens. But again, I wouldn't captain Salah just because of that, because the logical thing is not to do that, but captain Haaland. So if you get Salah points, you're probably just lucky because he's not posting those numbers. Will Harrison play Harrison or Martinelli? Harrison. Perfect. Start Raya or Sanchez. I think maybe Sanchez, get the save points. Will Ramsdale play for sure? Yes, he will. I have 2 free transfers, Robbo and Perisic. Should I do Perisic to Neko or roll the free transfers and sell Robbo also? Perisic to Neko, I think just that, I think, is enough. Is wildcard early on game week 8 to 10 a good option? Yes, it is. Game week 9 is the ideal game week, so you can wait till then. Should I captain Foden? I don't think you should risk it, especially with reduced minutes. Don't go there. Salah to Kevin De Bruyne for a -4. If you're captaining him, I would do it. Any leaks till now? Perisic, Sun News, and I think Firmino. Expecting Firmino to start. Reece James has agreed on new deal apparently, so he's expected to start. Trippier or Neko, who to start? It's a 50-50 call. Honestly, if you want to go for more upside, I would go Neko. Otherwise, Trippier is a more safer option in all honesty. So you should probably go for a Trippier and not take a chance on Neko. And yes, first bench and Perisic second. Yes, 1 minute left, guys. Make sure you have set your team. I have something update. Okay, and I'm taking a chance, I think, on Neko with Bournemouth at home. So yeah, I'm taking that chance, and Dunk is my first bench. I've set my captaincy, so that is all I care about. Kane to Isaac and Mount to Gundogan. I would do it. Can you look at my team at the end and tell whether I need a wildcard in Game Week 9? I think Game Week 9 you can always dead your team. It's a good game week to wildcard. Probably even if you don't have necessity, maybe, but otherwise it's a good game week to wildcard. No questions, but lots of love. Thank you, Pratik. And we have set a team. I think Haaland is my captain. I'm not going anywhere else. Darwin going to be beast after suspension. Yes, I think if he's going to come on, he will score points still. Kulusevski hold or Kolo Diaz? Hold. I think hold. Liverpool lineup? No, there's no leak, but apparently 2 hours earlier on, the Liverpool Echo has mentioned that Firmino is likely to start this one. Perisic or Harrison? If Perisic is not playing, guys. Perisic is not playing. Harrison. I have James, Neko, and Cucurella whom to bench. I think if you want to take the upside, play James and Neko. Otherwise, the logical move is play James and Cucurella, bench Neko. Neko or Harrison? Harrison. I don't think there's a punt. Harrison is a decent punt. Play Harrison. For next game week, should I take Rashford or Zaha? Next game week, I think next game week, there could be injuries, so wait and watch, I think. Start Jesus or Cucurella. Jesus, I'm playing fairly template team, but I still fallen from 10k to 100k. That is the thing. With template, you're still not gaining rank, so your team still has to score points. If one of your players doesn't score, it's going to affect you guys. So it's almost deadline. I think that we have few minutes. It is deadline according to this random ticker, but there was about 10 seconds left. So any last questions? Any last second question? How much chance Haaland to play this week? I think he starts. He plays around 50. I think that's about it. 50, 55 odd minutes. I don't think he outscores Salah. If I had to take a cheeky call this game, I think Salah outscores Haaland. I'm pretty confident about that. And specifically through a penalty. All the best for this game week, guys. May Haaland outscore Salah. Hopefully. Anyways, that is deadline. Why do you hate United so much? I don't hate United. I'm personally very inclined to get someone like a Sancho or a Rashford next week. But it depends on how they're playing. So they've been very inconsistent. So then they are playing good. They're playing on the counter, but not very attacking. They're not posting the numbers, and they've been very lucky. So best is to hold, wait, reassess them this game week again against Arsenal, and then take a call next game week. Zakaria, I think he's a good player. He's a really good player. So I'm hoping we'll see him next week, I think, not this week. And he has some personal issues and he's out, I think. That's also an issue. Thoughts on Dallo and Malacia? I think Malacia is a good player. Dallo is doing great, exceptionally great. He's getting good bonus points as well. So he's at least getting good tackles and interceptions there. Maybe Dallo for the future, yes. Rashford's maybe an issue now with Anthony, yes, I agree. Sancho could be starting more. And again, as I said, that is why reassess United. They've not been consistent. That's the problem. That is why I'm not jumping on them. Fede sent in his team. Unfortunately, the deadline is done, but I see his team 2 free transfers. The only I would burn a transfer. There's no actual space for getting a transfer. Maybe a Raya to downgrade to a Ward. That is the only transfer I would do. Alexander Isaac will be in my watch. I think he scores this game. He's looking too good. I am really tempted to get him. I was about to take a -4 to get him somehow. I was trying to fit him in my team, but again, couldn't. Anyways, thank you guys. It was really good having you all on the stream. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And we're about 100 people. Please hit the like before you leave the stream. It really helps us push our content to other people. So yes, if you're on the stream, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please hit the like button. And do consider subscribing to the channel as well. We have last minute questions. Anthony, I said let's wait and watch. I don't know how he'll adapt to the league. The obvious FPL thing is Haaland will blank. Yes, and I hope he blanks because of his CEO. I wouldn't mind that. To the point Gundogan is scoring, I don't mind the Haaland blank. If I downgrade Kane next week to Tony, Isaac, Mitrovic, which is a good midfielder to get, it could be somewhere. I think Madison is a good option. I think Zaha could be a good option. Despite the United fixture, Zaha could do well. He has a good record against him. I think Madison, yes, he has good fixture run. Mount could be good. Sterling could be a good option. Sterling, especially, actually, they play Fulham. That could be a good option as well. Anyways, on that note, we'll wrap up. Thank you guys for joining this stream. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.